Welcome back to the channel. So, timing is everything, right? We heard that before. It's ubiquitous term in our life. In this case, I think when you were introduced to the red pill, when it became part of your common vernacular, when it became accepted in larger society, picked up by mainstream, depending where in that river of confluence you found yourself, you picked it up with different terminology, different meaning attached to it. The longer that river has flown, the more negative the attachment has come. For but let's look at the beginning. The red pill, and I'll do another video about this, but the red pill was about an ideological choice. It was about men sort of letting go the way they were taught about women, and something that naturally happens over time. This was the first time it was sort of put forward. And not in a negative way, not saying that women are bad, women are evil. No, it's treating women as human, right? As a man, I'm tell you the way we were taught about women was we pedestalized you. Offer it from the very beginning. It didn't matter who you were, all women were put on that pedestal. Deserving or not, whether I knew you or not, you put on that pedestal. The red pill is about treating women as human, as fallible, as hey, you make mistakes. Hey, you are self-motivated just like a man is. Big secret, you're also horny like men are. This is a big revelation for a lot of us, and a lot of us had a lot of unlearning to do. Again, it wasn't negative. It had nothing to do with anything else that came later. But again, I understand if you got to this stage later in life, and especially if you didn't learn about it, you got it secondhand. Then this is how you define it. This is how you think about it. I'll show you what I mean right here.
The red pill don't make no sense. How the hell you go tell me you don't care about my finances, but you want to go 50-50?
Right there. Red pill, nothing about 50-50. It was just like, okay, this is what the situation, this is what dating looks like. That 50-50 conversation is not new, but it hasn't, it's not technically old yet. It's a thing and again, that's a great other video, but that's a thing that is commonly going back and forth right now.
You don't care about how much money I'm making, but you want to go 50-50. Making.
Yeah, about caring about how much money you make. In terms of whether or not I'm attracted to you, that's the conversation. It's not about, I don't care how much money you make because I'm going to pay all the bills. Separate conversations. Red pill is just about, again, hey, you're human, just like me. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be self-motivated. The things I do, you also do. You think about it as if women had a fantastic PR program. Fantastic, absolutely phenomenal PR program. And it kept the worst of their things they did in the shadows. Or if it was exposed, it was completely focused on that one individual woman, right? When men do something, when an individual man, like the one she's talking about, right, or the men she's talking about, that's about men she knows that she's had interacted with. It's not about me. I've never met her. She's never met me. But what comes out, the rhetoric that comes out, is blasted and attributed to all men. All men are like this. Meanwhile, when there's something that's wrong with women, and this is the old program. This is what's taking that red pill is supposed to be about. When something that one woman did, we looked and said it was just her. It was just her. There's something about her. She did those things. Rather than seeing it and saying, hey, this is something that most women do. We still have that disparity. Let's continue.
Makes sense. How the hell you gonna tell me you not gonna take care of me? But then at the same goddamn time, you're sitting over here telling me that I'm supposed to take care of you.
All right, then we're getting back to confluence. These are separate issues, all being sort of mashed together to form one cohesive, even if it's an incoherent whole. Like, these are different issues, and then again, she looks relatively young, so you're coming into this place, and there's several different topics of conversation happening. There's several different themes happening, and you're sort of putting it all together and making your own worldview about it, where it just says it doesn't really make sense. How a man will say that he doesn't care about how much you make, then ask you to do a 50-50. Those of us that have been in this zone for long enough, we can actually kind of pinpoint when those conversations pieces started. The way we put it together is a little different. We just know, okay, this is a conversation over here. This is a conversation over here. So give you another example of how this is happening. So when we look and we hear about the provider male, that a man has to do this, or hey, I want my woman, right? I'm me, average Joe. Right? Forget the hair, forget the the locution, forget the muscles, forget all that. I'm an average guy making an average amount of money. I pick up the conversations about being a provider male, and I say I'm making $55,000, and now I'm espousing these talking points that aren't mine. I've simply downloading it and adopted it because this is a popular thing to discuss right now. This is what is new. This is what is cool. This is what I haven't really looked in my life and said, does any of this apply to me? Does any of this apply to me? Can I make some of these proclamations and it not look, for all intents and words, fraudulent? I think this is what women, are sort of experiencing it when they're interacting with men. Unfortunately, it's being blasted out as most men, but I think there's enough of us committing this sort of like, I don't want to say sin doesn't rise to that level, but there's enough of us saying these things that women are like, okay, that doesn't make sense. You can't lead with money without money. The fear of being gold dug without gold. These are things that this is the pushback that as men we're getting in this space. How can you be afraid of this thing and you don't have it? Yes, it may be aspirational. One day I hope to do this, and I need to know how to protect myself from it right now. I get that. That makes complete sense to me. I don't want to be gold dug, even if my goal is actually copper. It seems like a very common retort where we can just kind of skip a lot of this fluff and say, the economy is difficult. Most of us are average. It's going to take a combined effort if we're going to have a higher quality of life. So, bring it back to this video. Where you come into this space matters a lot about how your worldview is formed. And I really believe the later you are in the space, the more you pick up more of this dichotomy where things don't make sense. And this is what she's completely espousing right now.
That don't make no sense. The red pill, niggas, the ideology, it don't make sense. I don't get it. I literally don't get it. The mental gymnastics, they will say choose better. And then when the women are like, hey, women, choose better, here y'all go talk about some, oh, shit, no, you gotta give men a chance. It don't make sense.
Again, we're talking about when men say choose better, we're saying it in the narrow sense, in a narrow supply. And the easiest example is that guy has 7 baby mamas, and you get with him, and you're now the 8th. That's when we're saying choose better. We're not saying choose better when he lied to you from jump. That shouldn't be the response. Hey, choose better. No, people are very good with lying, with covering up who they actually are, to get you into a situation where now you're stuck. It's a very real thing. Or things change during the relationship and things fall apart. And here you are left with, a situation where you're like, wow, I wish I knew this from the start. It's it's hindsight, it's being 2020. It's, let me quarterback after the game and I could show you exactly how I would have played it perfectly. It's, it's unfair, but this is a state of dating. Right? This is a state of dating. So again, we have so many different influences, so many different things going into this one pot of dating. And I think if there's any reason why the dating pool has piss in it, it's probably this. But let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys.